2 hours and 45 minutes down. I'll go this way, fuck it. Well, fuck, what are you gonna do, bitch? $9 tip. Who's this ride right here? Cheers, 5 points. Puntos. Advantage mode. Let me see my driving score. Oh, it's 83. Oh, it dropped 10 points. Let's just drop some more. This way. Where's it at? Downtown or where? Program. Flores. Looks like it's downtown. Cars had the brake off for the longest. Person cannot drive. videos that Jared was talking about. Some pink cake. What's the hold up, man? It's a one laner or what? That bus not in that car. Get in. That Suburban or Tahoe goes right in front of everybody. What the hell? That was the turn right there or what? Do the UE right here. If I can. It's the wrong way. It's the wrong way. Hello. For Amanda?
This is crazy, right?
Huh? Who's crazy? Me?
GPS. I was like,
right
dang.
Hey, that's the vanilla aroma trees. I can't even smell it anymore. I thought I need to put a new one in here.
No, it smells
over fresh.
good, yeah.
Oh, compared to some of the other cars, huh?
Shoot, I got on one the other day that was like, almost had to hold my breath because I was like, dang, this really smells like some cigarettes.
Not only
Like,
that,
you could tell she smokes in there.
I've been in one where it just smelled like they breath.
Oh my God.
That is the worst feeling ever.
I've been through that too because it's like the more they talk, the more you're like,
And some don't even be talking. It's just like, I don't know if y'all ever like just smells breath like that. Like,
Some people don't brush their teeth, believe it or not.
dude had a couple black teeth. Like, you know,
No.
what is it? Like rotten teeth in his mouth, because ain't no way your breath smell like that. And you're not talking. And then also, I don't like
that smell seep through the skin.
I also don't like. I also been in one where it's like so much hair, all over, dog hair all over the seat. I don't like having all that dog hair on
Oh yeah.
How about if it smells like curry or Whataburger or...
me. It's gonna make me hungry.
Hell no, nah.
Nah, but that's like a food smell do stink though. Like,
No, but I'm talking about armpits.
oh
No.
You know.
I've been in a car that's like that. I'm like, you smell that? I didn't know what it was at first. I was like, oh damn, I need to shut up.
They don't smell it.
Right, I was gonna say, I wonder how they don't smell. But just like you said, like you thought you had to put a new one because you already into the
Yeah.
smell.
Like I had a habit of like just even though I don't smoke in my car or nothing, or didn't smoke in my car or nothing, I always had a like cannabis
Oh, that's
breathe.
the Tommy.
Yeah.
Girl, you walked far.
I know, but it
Gotta
took me
try
like
that.
8 minutes to get there.
Oh.
But I was on a hunt for crushed ice. And I was like, that Circle K can't be far. And I get all the way over here. And I'm like, oh yeah, it is. I can't go. I'm not gonna do that. And then I turned around and I saw Tommy's. I was like, maybe I'll see if they have crushed ice. And they did, but it was like humongous. So I was not
like love ice, but you the only one that I know that actually puts a little bit of like juice or something to make it taste.
Well,
like
because
flavor.
after a while, I don't want no water. That's what the ice is for. So I'm like, you know what? I'll put like a quarter of like Big Red at the bottom, and that way, it tastes like flavored or whatever. And it's funny because I go to Valero to fill it up. They never know that I have soda in there.
Oh yeah, because it's just
But the only like all the other Circle K's that I go to, if you have your own container, they let you fill up for free.
Yeah, they let you
But
get
the one
ice.
by my house, they're like, no, we know how much people love this crushed ice. We're gonna charge you. I'm like, man.
Sonic, everybody loves that Sonic ice.
Oh, I'm telling you, that's what it is. They know freaking everybody in that neighborhood goes over there for that, and they're like, yo, we can make some money off this. I'm like, really? Y'all are like the only ones that charge me for this. And they're like, I find that hard to believe. I said, you shouldn't, because y'all the same company. I was like, but every single one I've gone to has literally said, hey, if you bring your own container, help yourself.
Free ice.
You know, just ice? No, help yourself to any drink you want, because we charge for the cup is what they do. This one, no, they charge you for the ice. They say they don't, but they do. So I'm like, you know what? So I'm gonna fill it up a quarter. And when I'm on my way home, like right now, I'm gonna fill it up a quarter, get my ice, and still get me a foam cup full of it.
Love ice.
I'm telling you, because these containers don't even freaking melt the ice. So I'm like, yeah, buddy. So I'm like, I'm good until I go to work, and then I'm gonna need it for the 12 hours I spend at work.
Okay. See, spend a night at that damn job. And we gotta be right back tonight.
Really, one day off this week. And it ain't really a day off, because technically you still leaving the property on that day.
Yes.
So they can't even give us 2 days off in a row to where there's one full day where we just don't gotta be there.
Is that the school district?
No.
We work
We
at the
work
bakery.
at the bakery across the street.
Oh, do they have pink cake?
They're the ones that sell that marble cake at Walmart. The
Oh.
lemon cake and
Oh,
stuff
right
like
now
that.
we have, like, right now we're doing marble. We did lemon the other day.
Talking about that Mexican
Coffee
pink cake.
We done, huh?
That Mexican pink cake.
Oh, do they?
no.
We gonna see. We just started. So
Yeah,
we
we
gonna see. Yeah, we
Yeah.
gonna see. It's always something
Yeah.
different. Okay, so Gabriel talking about some. Everybody's gonna be frustrated tomorrow because tomorrow's repackaging. What do you think that means? Unboxing shit and repackaging?
Oh,
Because I'll quit tomorrow. I'm not doing
She's
that.
lying. She coming.
Yeah, don't
Shit,
quit.
if I gotta be tortured through it, so shit.
Yeah.
Don't quit.
Y'all have
I even throw it out at 8. I bought you dinner and paid for your ride, girl. You owe
Drop
me.
her off right here.
Right? Get out.
Because not y'all have us package all that stuff. I'm just like, I'm pretty sure it's not that, but still.
No, wherever you in 5 Hour Energy, you be like, speak
Oh,
on that
yes.
is trying to get it. You be like, I told her, I was like, I've been in pain the last couple of weeks, like the last week and a half. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do the 5 Hour Energy. I haven't done it in a while. Today I was like, I don't feel no pain. Of course, now it's wearing off, and I'm like, there it is. I'm feeling now. But I got through almost 12 hours of
but
not
an
feeling
energy
or anything.
drink. That nighttime, man.
But she be going for
tired.
those energy drinks. I was like, oh, that's gonna wear off.
And you
in
know
like
what?
30 minutes.
Yes, and I have 3. I had 3 today. Like, I literally be, and I don't want to keep doing that shit. I'd rather just have.
You just need 2, like, you
Little-
pay
little
for
pickup.
those 3.
Yeah.
For those 3.
Oh, he's
it's how
funny.
much?
I didn't even realize what he said.
What he
A little
said?
pickup.
Oh.
He sniffed.
I'm just joking. Hey, is this the HEB where that dude shot the girl and his nephew?
What? I didn't hear about that.
Is this the one?
I literally live up the street. Like, you keep going.
Yeah, I think this is the one.
Oh, you put mine first? Oh. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, you live
because-
close.
Damn,
Because
motherfucker.
I'm all the way over there in
Why
Desabala.
would he do that?
So I'm like, if you're
Should've just.
closer,
Yeah, we all could have got paid right. Nah, they don't. He don't have no insurance.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, I don't
you
think
know he
you're
wasn't gonna stop. He's gonna like one time my little Kia Forte took out a freaking F-250. His grill was just freaking all over, like sparking all over the ground, and I was freaking speeding up on his ass like, bitch, you hit me.
He was trying to burn off.
Yeah,
I had that
he
happen
was taking on. He was
twice.
all smoking and everything, and I had a dent in my car. But you know what? That bitch kept on running. I was like, come on, baby, let's catch up. And the cop is like, ma'am, do not pursue. Do not pursue. I was like, I'm gonna get him. No, man, stop right now. Do not pursue. You don't know what. No, I'm good. I'm telling you right now. I'll call you with my location. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Please, if you're insisting on this, please do not get off the phone. No, I'm gonna call you back. No, ma'am. Please.
No, I was in Dallas and I was stopped at a red light. Stopped. Like, buddy, you see the stoplight. This small buggy yellow car ran right into the back of my car.
Shit, I got hit right here. Speaking of getting hit.
Oh yeah,
right here, coming through here.
They got it bad right here. I don't know how many times.
Student driver hit me.
But yeah, I'm parked and they hit me. They ran me in the back.
Damn, his freaking teacher sucked.
It was a girl. It was a girl.
But look, I didn't have insurance, right? So I hopped out the car, instantly firm face and everything. You know, I'm little, but I was gonna make you feel me.
Shit.
So I hopped out the car. I said, "Come on, let me just start acting like I was calling the cops. I didn't have no insurance." I was like, "Let me get your what?" He said, "No, ma'am, I don't have." I said, "Well, what's in your wallet? Take that out." And he took it out and gave me what was in his wallet. Girl, guess how much I got?
$200.
No, $20. When he showed me his wallet, he literally didn't have nothing. I was like, all right, I'm gonna take this 20, but next time,
Right.
like, dang, that blew me.
It's funny because when my little car was running after that truck, I'm thinking, I'm driving home and I'm like, man, my little ass, like I was gonna go freaking pop up on him and be like, hey, what the hell is your problem? I mean,
so what happened?
I literally like stayed on his ass. He kept trying to take off or whatever until his car finally died, and I was like, I got him right here.
You are
I was like,
funny.
he is right here. I was like, I'm right behind him. I was like, he can't even move because he hit me so hard. And they're like, what about your car, ma'am? I was like, oh, my baby's a trooper. She freaking went 160 miles in over here, but I didn't tell you that. And they got there, and
the next one.
he didn't have
Wait,
no
keep going.
insurance or nothing. It was
No,
so-
the
Yeah,
next-
because it's not an entrance. Yeah, it's the next entrance right here. That's so pointless and dumb. I don't know why they had that shit right there. And they lying. If y'all go on the website, because they just built these. If y'all go on the website, make this left right here. Y'all go on the website, y'all gonna see this big ass pool. And
Did I have the pool yet?
oh no, it's not even done. But let me show you. Look, it's so damn small.
She's like, it's not even done. Shit, it's so small.
And then this little stuff in the middle. What y'all think that's gonna be?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Exactly. You don't know. Probably like people are saying it's gonna be a little dog shit place.
I don't know. It's gravel though.
It's gravel. You can't even grow grass right there.
Oh, they just. Oh, I didn't even see it. Look, see how small that pool is,
Yeah.
girl. And they've been taking a long time. But anyways, when you get to that white car at the end, or right here, because that way you could just turn right here and pull out.
Man, it's 4 floors.
Yes.
Man,
Are you on the 4th?
Oh, I was gonna say, where's my bag? No, hell no, I'm on the first floor, girl. My kids. I ain't doing that. All right, bye.
Yeah,
and when
bye.
you leave, you can just wrap around.
All right.
Thank you, man. I'm Susan. I love
Of course,
you.
bye.
I feel bad for whoever has to take the couch up that motherfucker.
Shoot. Well, I did like a temporary gig, and they
Shit, I
said,
can't go down.
we need you to,
Please post it up.
$25 for flex storage. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm like, no problem. And then I show up, and it's on the 3rd floor. And I was like, okay, I can hang, I probably got a couple of men working. No, I had 2 men, and one of them was like on his phone the whole time, and I was like, man, I told the lady, I was like, I apologize in advance. She goes, for what? I was like, for all the dents your furniture is gonna get. And she was like, you better not. And I was like, look, either you help me carry it down, or we're gonna have problems, because
Man,
one
that is
of
a
them
little
back
bitty
and
ass
forth,
pool.
and the other one is on phone. So I'm trying to make it work. She was like, oh my God. And I was like, yep. And then they had asked me, they were like, do you want to help us transport it to the next place? I said, hell no, I don't. Shit, it says 3:30, I'm leaving. And they're like, well, you're supposed to help us. And I was like, if it says 3:30 and I did all the work, y'all can offload that by yourself. I was like, y'all made me push that lady's couch down the freaking stairs. I was like, she lost a whole leg. And I was like, well, I blamed it on y'all, so. And they were like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, do I look like I'm tall enough to be carrying stuff like that? I was like, I'm closer to the steps than I am to anything else. And I was like, but I told her anything that's broken or dent, y'all did it. And so then the flex place called me, and they're like, ma'am, you can pick up a couple of extra hours if you want to help them transfer. I was like, no, sir, I'm not going to do that. He's like, well, you run the risk of us not inviting you back. I said, don't invite me back. Because if y'all can't even tell me I'm working on the 3rd floor, I was like, I don't want to hear it. Fuck no. All they said was moving and storage. It didn't say nothing about moving nobody out of no 3rd floor apartment into a 2nd floor apartment. Hell no. I ain't gonna go all the way down just to go all the way up. Man, I was huffing and puffing as it was. I was like,
Yeah, that's
I
more for a
cannot-
man, not a woman.
Right? I was like, he was like, yeah, I've been coming here for a while. I was like, what, you just ride the clock? And he was like, yeah, pretty much. I was like, and my back? He's like, what you mean? I was like, I'm 4'11". I was like, he was like, what, almost 6 foot? I was like, and I've been up and down them steps. Every bone in my body hurts. And I was like, and you sitting down here talking on the phone? Sir, I just want you to know, I can't stand you right now. I was like, oh. He's like, well, I mean, we getting paid anyway. And I was like, well,
Move your ass.
I was like, maybe so, but y'all gotta be able to finish the job. I was like, he told me 3:30. I was like, I'm leaving. Oh, you leaving? You ain't gonna help us? I was like, really? You didn't even help me. He was, I mean, I helped. I was like, no. I was like, it's shake and bake, and I helped my ass. He started laughing. He's like, you funny. I was like, no, you funny to think I'm gonna stay. I was like, beep, 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 beep. Here come my Uber. He's like, it's like 3:25, and I was like, I know. He's like, there's still so much to be done. I was like, well, when the other dude gets back,
Y'all knock that out.
y'all can take care of that yourself. I was like, cause I already done broke half her shit. I don't want to go up there no more. Like, and I know she heard some shit fall down and she didn't come out. It's almost like she threw her eyes up in the air and she like, oh my God, all my shit's gonna be broken. And she was a chef too. I mean, that freaking shelf went all the way down. I was like, sorry. You know, I'm yelling it through the door. She's like, she didn't say shit. I was like, I told her, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I said, I would complain about the men workers that are taking care of you today. She goes, you know what? I am. She goes, because you don't look like you could carry a lot. She goes, but you really was lifting a lot of heavy stuff. I was like, no. I was like, I can hold my own. I was like, but for all the stuff that I messed up, I was like, it's because that was like more than 60 pounds. I was like, and yeah. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I was like, no, I'm sorry, shoot, because they're gonna take responsibility for that. You should tell the storage. I was like, but when you do, don't say nothing about me. She was like, oh, she goes, no. She goes, you didn't do it. She goes, they did it when they made you do it by yourself. I was like, see, I'm glad we see eye to eye on this. Because you could have totally been, it was a little girl. You know? I was like, shoot. She was like, they're like, you know, either really lazy or whatever. She goes, because they're tall and they look pretty built. And she goes, and here you are coming up here. I was like, well, I mean, it was, you got some heavy freaking stuff. Like, I was like, in that mixer, I was like, you're lucky that I slid it on top of that table, because it was about to go face first in the concrete, and I'm sure the concrete would have got broken. That thing was heavy. And right at the bottom, he's like, oh, let me help you with that. I was like, really? I'm like, only 2 flights of stairs, but thank you. He's like, yeah, no problem. What? Like,
Yeah, some men are the worst.
Oh my God. I was like, I told him, even when I was leaving, I was like, man, I slapped the shit out of my son already by now. He's like, what you mean? I was like, because I was like, I've always told my boys, hey, if you see a lady struggling, you get out there and you help her. It doesn't matter what she's doing, whether you want to do it or not. I was like, I didn't raise no fools. I was like, I raised gentlemen, and you need to be that. And I was like, and you should be ashamed of yourself. I was like, because your mama would be so disappointed. And he was like, you don't even know my mama. I was like, no, but I am a mama, and I would be pissed. I was like, I'm just like, you so lucky you ain't my son. I was like, I don't hit my kids, but I would hit you. Shoot, I've never hit my kids. It's just like, I could make my voice go deep enough to where they thought I was going to do it, but I never actually did it. So, but they were always like, well, I don't want to find out what it feels like to get hit. And I was like, yeah, you don't. I was like, my hit is bigger than my voice, but it wasn't. I spanked them once each, and I cried more than they did. So I was like, yeah, I gotta figure something else out.
And well, they have to have the threat of getting disciplined. If not, they're gonna be doing wrong.
Yeah. So like, it was funny because where we lived, it was like big old echo, so it was like, oh. They're like, hurry up, we're gonna make her mad or whatever. And my oldest now, he's 23. He's like, Mom, you just not an angry person. I was like, no. He goes, so when you would get mad, were you really mad? I was like, no. It's like I was just, trying to get my point across, trying to start enough for y'all to do what I wanted you to do, because, otherwise you'd become defiant. I didn't want that. I was like, so I couldn't be your best friend. I was like, I had to be your mom. I was like, so scaring the shit out of me was the only way to do that. And he's like Grandma. I was like, oh no, Grandma slapped the shit out of me. I was like, I'm 45 years old. I still run from her. He's like, for real? I was like, shh. I was playing around one time. I forgot who I was talking to. I was like, you whore. She looks at me. I was like, I'm so sorry, Mama. I'm never do it again. I promise. Because she got that habit of, my hair, we used to be so long. She got that habit of catching my hair and swinging me around. 2 slaps. I was like, you better open this door, because if I gotta come through it, your ass is mine. Okay, I'm opening the door. Please don't hit me. Shoot. My son thought I was joking, because the one time he talked back, he did it in front of her. So she grabbed him out the door, took off her chunka, and with every word she spoke, she spanked him. And I was like, he's like, oh my God, Grandma, oh my God. And she was like, what to you about? I was like, damn. I was like, get him, Mama. Mm-hmm. He was like, that's what it was like. I was like, oh, it was worse, because your mama was just bad. She was bad. She was just a wayward child. My mama said go left, I went right. So I was like, my mom would be like, okay, man, do not go down the stairs. We're gonna go down together. So I was ADHD and shit, thinking, I could walk on water and walk on air. So she'd be like, wait for me. Okay, Mommy. She goes, I'm gonna open the door, grab your brother, we're gonna hold hands going down. Okay, Mommy. And she opened the door, boom. I hit freaking steps going all the way down. I was like, but did I stop? No, I went for the second story too. I didn't get it up first, yeah. But yeah, my mom was like, whoa, it's funny. We used to have these huge windows, and she scared the shit out of my sister. My sister ran out the front door. She forgot my mom would see her in the side windows and shit. She came in the back, and my mom was like, really? She was like, please don't hit me, Mom. She was like, what did I tell you? And she's like, and then you run. She goes, then you run. I was like, ooh, my butt hurts for you. My mom tells me now, she was like, that did not happen. I was like, oh, yes it did. I was like, y'all were. I was like, back then everybody was big on freaking spankings and shit before it became what people consider child abuse.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I'm gonna call the cops on you. Like my stepdaughter, she was like, I'm gonna call the cops on you. I said, go ahead. Because I forget what she had said to me, but I slapped her and I felt terrible. But her glasses flew. And then she was like, I'm gonna call the cops on you. I said, go ahead. So she did. She went to school and she was like, my mama hit me, and she does it all the time. So they came and they interviewed me, and then they told her, young lady, it's not good to not tell the truth. She was like, what? And they're like, your mom doesn't abuse you. And she goes, well, she slapped me. And he goes, what did you do or say? She goes, nothing. He goes, what did you do or say? And he goes, because you're grounded because your grades are failing. He goes, I understand that. He goes, she gives you free time and stuff as long as you take your brother out with you, because you're grounded and stuff, so you shouldn't be able to just hang out with your friends. He goes, so I'm wondering where this abuse is taking place. And she was like, well, and he was like, I'm telling you, right now I'm giving you a warning. He goes, if I gotta come out here again for a lie like this, he goes, you're gonna be the one going to jail. She goes, what? He goes, yep, it's called juvenile detention, and that's where you'll end up. Because we take these accusations very seriously. And if you're going to be lying, he goes, you're going to be held accountable. She's like, but I'm not lying. He goes, oh, yeah, you are. He goes, all right. He goes, just talking to her or whatnot. He goes, and then talking to your teachers. He goes, yeah. it is not good to not tell the truth. I was like, see, I told you. I was like, sir, I'm not even gonna lie. I just slapped the shit out of her. She earned every freaking second of it. And I was like, but I didn't hit her again after that. I was like, I don't hit my kids. I was like, but her mouth just took off, and so did my hand. And he's like, oh, I've got a teenage daughter myself. And I was like, see, you did it. I was like, I don't like to hit my kids. It hurts me more than it hurts them. I was like, it really does. And I was like, so I don't hit my kids. I was like, but, I kid you not, sir. I didn't even think I'm gonna hit this girl. I was like, it just happened. And then that was it. And since she was my stepdaughter, and she was like always telling her grandparents and stuff, all kinds of crap, I called and told on myself. I was like, so I just want y'all to know that I slapped the shit out of her. They're like, what? I was like, she asked for it. And then I told them what happened. They were like, oh. I was like, yeah, she asked for it. Trust me. Because, you know, I know I'm a demon mother or whatever. I was like, always punishing her, but she wasn't so sneaky. And I was like, you know how I know she's sneaky in this? How do you know? And I was like, because for not being my blood, she is like my twin. So I literally caught her at every pass, and she's like, how do you know? And I was like, because I was that person. That's my daddy. I was like, he got to a point where he's like, I don't even believe you anymore. Really? I was like, because, you know, I've been telling so many lies, I don't even know which one's true and which one's false. And he's like, I'm just like, I don't even know what to believe anymore. I was like, me either. I was like, did that happen? Because it could have. So what happened was, you know, I ended up doing this, and this. I think. You think? Well, yeah, because they all kind of run together. You know, the little white lies and the big lies. I was like, I don't know. He's like, only my daughter is going to sit there and admit that she sat there and lied. And I was like, well, because you say you don't believe me anymore, so I might as well just... And he was like, and I can't spank you. I was like, nah, it doesn't hurt anymore. He was like, it doesn't... I was like, no. I was like, it just doesn't. Like, I've been spanked so many times. It just... All right, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and stay, because going home late ain't going to do nothing. I'm just going to get a spanking. It'll be fine. They're like, for real. I was like, yeah. It'll be over in like 5 minutes, and that's it. You come out wayward. And then I was blessed with one child who was like my happy-go-lucky ADHD side, and one child who was my wayward pain in the ass side. So I was like constantly calling her, I'm so sorry. I got two sides of myself to deal with on a daily basis. So I apologize. She goes, yeah. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I'm like split in two. And I was like, I got G over here and I got Gabriel over here. And I was like, and I'm like, damn, I was a pain in the ass. My youngest, he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I mean, you're like one side of my personality and Jill's like the other. For me to have to deal with myself is annoying. He's like, Mom. I was like, it is. I was like, it's like dealing with myself, and I'm like, wow, that's some shit I would say. Or that's some shit I would do. Oh my God. So I'm like telling her, I'm so sorry, Mom. I was like, I should have done this, or I should have said this, or I should have been, you know, better at this or whatnot. She's like, yeah. She goes, getting a taste of real mess. I was like, yeah. I was like, in like living form, two separate sides of me. I was like, that's not fair. God's trying to be funny. I was like, but it's not. Because, yeah, they be doubling it. My sweet my youngest, who's all sweet, crazy hyper and everything, he's just like, I'm like, boy, settle down. And then I found out later in life that I was ADHD. I was like, oh, that makes sense. I need to go sit with you in school. I was like, no, well, your teacher says you can't stop talking, you can't sit down, and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's hard for you to do this. I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I found out until I was like 35 that I was ADHD. I was like, damn, see, that's what happens. This girl is like, you can't keep her under control, blah, blah, blah. Or she gonna be crazy, you know, pain butt like her daddy. I was like, ooh, Jill, you give me the hardest time. Ooh, she's gonna give you some of your own medicine. He's like, how you know? I was like, because it don't taste good. I tried it. I was like, it's not fair. He's like, for real? I was like, yes. I was like, it's like the worst. I was like, because it's like, I would never do that to my kids. I would never do that to my, you know, my kids will never do that to me. They'll never, you know, talk back, and they'll never freaking do anything like that or like I did. I was like, Grandma said, you gonna reap what you sow. And I was like, I didn't know what that meant. I was like, whatever. But no, it's true. Like, you will. And he's like, what does that mean? I was like, it's like karma derives from that. It's like it came from the Bible. And people say karma, but no. Karma copied God's word, which is you will reap what you sow, meaning whatever you send out, you're gonna get back. You treat your parents like crap, your kids are gonna come back and treat you like shit. He's like, oh damn, my daughter's gonna be a pain in the ass. I was like, yeah, she is. I was like, I can't wait. He's like, really, Mom? I was like, yeah. He's gonna be fun. Yeah. And sure enough, I was like, wow, your wife really hates you. Like, she's pregnant. He's like, why? I was like, she don't look nothing like her mama. She looks only like you. And he goes, that's what that. I was like, yeah, they say that when
that person,
the wife is mad or
they
angry with her
the
husband,
yeah.
the whole time, whoever it is,
the kid looks like them.
That child will start. They'll look, you know, pretty close to us. Like, but she's identical to you. She must have been pissed at you the whole time. She goes, oh, I was, because I was like, my body, look what you did to me. She goes, and I wasn't even in labor yet. And I was like, yeah, yeah. It's like, she don't look like you. She looked like him. I'm like, and now.
Well, at least don't look like the brother or the cousin.
Right? Oh, man. He was like, wow. He goes, I guess life is going to be interesting. Oh, I was like, oh, yeah. You and your brother definitely made it interesting for me. That's for sure. He's like, reap what you sow. I was like, yeah. I was like, I stick by it because you know what? I paid my penance for so many freaking things. God don't ever let you get away with it. He's like, really? I was like, not once. I was like, shit that I've did in my childhood, I freaking paid for in my adulthood. I'm like, what? I never did that to the. Oh, yeah.
Is it right here?
Yeah. Give me some good size. Do you want a drink or something?
No, I'm good. Oh damn! No, these are handicaps.
Right, all right. I'll be right back.
Yes, ma'am. She's funny. About half on the charge. 120. This is I went 133, so that's 150. 153.
This one, I be leaving my bag in the car because people be trying to leave me when it gets busy.
What you mean?
I've literally like been like, okay, I'll be right back, and then like it's like busy like it is right now and stuff. And they leave me.
They'll cancel the ride on
Uber
you?
drivers. Yeah, they'll leave me. Even though I got another ride after, they'll still leave me. I'm like,
Well, I didn't.
I know. I was like.
Oh, you left your purse and stuff in here, right?
Yeah, like one lady was like, it's so funny because she took me to a taco place and I left my bag in the bag, and then I get out there and she goes, "Man, you took a long." I was like, "You act like you ain't getting paid for it." I was like, "They pay you to wait." I was like, "After 5 minutes or whatever," and I was like, "And I'm gonna give you a tip." And she goes, "Well, I'm just saying." I was like, "I know you were gonna leave me. Why do you think I left my bag?" And she goes, She goes, "That's messed up." And I was like, "No, what's messed up is you were going to leave me." And she was like, "Well, I mean, I might, I was going to stay." I was like, "No, that's why you so mad, because you wanted to take off and you couldn't because you had my personal property in the car." She was like, I was like, yeah, I figured that out a long time ago, okay? I was like, y'all just be like, you know what? I'm going to take your money and run. I was like, but I figured it out. Y'all can't take off of my property, so you ain't going to take my money and run without me. She was, oh my God. And I was like, you just mad because I made you wait. And I was like, and look, right in front of her, I was like, and here's still $5 for being a pain in the butt. And I was like, and you know what? It was gonna be 10. I was like, but you, and I was like, and you don't even deserve the 5. I was like, but just because, you know, I'm not gonna be ugly, even though you were gonna leave me. I was like, I'm giving it to you because you waited. I was like, even though you were forced to wait. And I was like, so, but I'm gonna give it to you as a sign of good faith and be like, you know, you really shouldn't talk to people like that. And she was like, she felt bad after that. She's like, ma'am. And I was like, don't even. I was like, and I told her, I was like, you lucky I'm not a freaking rater. Otherwise, I would freaking rate you 1 star and still give you the tip. I was like, but anybody who like waits for me, I was like, I usually give them a good $10. I was like, because they could easily leave me behind. And she
That's
like,
part of the ride, you know.
yeah, and it's funny because it was literally a round trip. Like, she picked me up from my house, she's taking me to a taco place. She was supposed to take me back to my house, but she was gonna try to take my money and rent. I was like, that's messed up. I was like, because I know, you know, and I told her, I was like, and I know some of these places are gonna hold y'all up and y'all got money to make. I was like, so even though Uber's gonna, you know, add more money to my fare and stuff like that, I still, you know, I'm respectful enough because I know what it's like to have that gig job or whatever. I was like, to compensate you for your time. I was like, but you're just rude. I was like, most people would be like, oh yeah, no problem. I said, but you could, it's written all over your face your ass was gonna leave me. She was like, I was like, your brow, is it permanently like that, or am I just noticing that? I was like, because you look like you just want to hit me. And she was like, well, that's not how I feel. But she goes, I was like, you know, oh my gosh, she left her stuff in the car. And I was like, yeah, but I was right. I was like, you don't want to admit it, but I was right. I was like, you were going to try to leave me, and you looked back to make sure that my stuff wasn't there. But I was like, you couldn't do it. She was mad. She was turning red like the whole ride home. I was like, you all right? You look like you ain't breathing. But yeah, no, I'm always very appreciative. Like I said, I get you $10 once I get into the house and stuff.
Well, if I take the ride, I try to, you know, I gotta wait, man.
You'd be surprised how many Uber drivers don't have that integrity.
Yeah, everybody's different. Where exactly?
You can turn into this parking over here, the parking lot where they're turning with the dog, right in front of that little yellow laundry place.
All right. Yeah, all Uber drivers are not the same.
Yeah, a lot of them are really great, but some of them are like freaking.
Right here or right here?
Right here. I am straight ahead. Peter Pan, straight on till morning. Thank you, sir. You have a great day.
You're welcome too. Thank you. You too, man. New clip, y'all.